Hi, I'm Megan, and today I want to talk about a kind of resilience we don't usually name. Not the resilience it takes to survive heartbreak, loss, trauma, or disappointment, but the resilience it takes to receive the joy that comes into our lives after. Because for a long time, I thought joy would be the easiest part. I thought that if I ever made it through the hard things, if I ever built a safe life, if I ever found love that didn't require me to abandon myself, I would have moments of wonder and goodness, and my body would just know what to do. I thought joy would feel like relief. I thought safety would feel safe. I thought goodness would arrive and I would immediately feel safe in it. And that is not how it always works. Sometimes the good arrives before the body can even believe the danger is gone, which can get really confusing because on the outside, something beautiful can be happening because someone can love you well. You get the opportunity, the door opens, you have a quiet morning, you receive a compliment, you notice that nothing terrible is happening. You realize that your life is more peaceful than it used to be. But inside your body, you may not register that as safe. You might tighten up or scan for the catch or wait for disappointment or downplay the good thing before it can matter too much. You could rush past the moment before letting it land, feeling restless, exposed, or even sad. And then, because we love to be mean to ourselves about our own healing, you might add a second layer of judgment. Why can't I just enjoy this? What's wrong with me? Why am I always waiting for the other shoe to drop? Why do I sabotage good things? Why can't I just be grateful? But there's a gentler and more honest possibility here, which is that nothing is wrong with you. Maybe your nervous system is doing exactly what it learned how to do. Maybe your body became fluent in pain and unpredictability and disappointment and loss, and joy is just a new language to learn. It doesn't mean that you can't learn it. It just means you're going to need practice. And I think this matters when we often talk about resilience as the ability to withstand hard things. And yes, that is one form of resilience. Sometimes things in life ask for an amount of survival and strength that we never thought we had. But survival and joy are not the same thing. Survival is waiting on impact. It's about getting through, staying alert, reading the room, anticipating what might happen next. It's about making yourself smaller, quieter, more useful, and more prepared. It's about enduring. And if that helped you survive, I don't want to shame it. It helped me survive too. It was a brilliant adaptation. But it may be the exact reason that you're struggling now to receive joy. Because joy asks something different from us. It asks us to soften, to pause, to let something matter, to feel good without immediately trying to control the outcome, to be very present with the real vulnerability of having something that we don't want to lose. And that can feel terrifying because joy is vulnerable. When something good matters to us, we can imagine what it feels like when it changes. We can imagine what would happen if we lost it. We can feel the pain in our heart. And if we've lived through trauma, loss, or disappointment, joy is not just a simple emotion. It can feel like exposure, like standing in an open field after years of hiding in a bunker. The openness is what can feel unsafe, even if nothing dangerous is happening. And this is one of the quietest heartbreaks of healing, is that you can make it out of the painful place and still have the posture of someone waiting to survive. So when we talk about the resilience of joy, I'm not just saying be happy. I'm not talking about gratitude as a way to bypass grief. I'm not talking about pretending things are good when they're not. I'm talking about building the capacity to stay with goodness when it genuinely appears, even for one breath. Because for some of us, receiving joy isn't passive. It's a practice. It's something we have to learn slowly. It's something that the body needs to experience in small doses before it can actually start to believe. This is good. I am safe. So one of the simplest ways to work with this is to lower the stakes. Don't begin with the biggest joy of your life. Don't demand that your body suddenly know how to receive joy, love, peace, success, intimacy, delight, and purpose all at once. Start smaller. Start with one true good thing. A warm drink, a patch of sunlight, a quiet room, a soft blanket. And then notice what happens when you acknowledge it as good. Maybe you soften. Maybe you don't. Maybe you feel warmth. Maybe you feel grief. Because the good thing can suddenly make you aware of how long you lived without it. That can happen, and that grief is real. Sometimes joy opens the door to grief because it shows us what we're missing, and it means our body is telling us a truth that we weren't ready to hear before. So you can let it be complicated. You can receive joy without requiring it to be perfect or pure. You can be grateful and grieving, hopeful and afraid, softening and still waiting for impact, present and still learning. The goal is to build capacity, little by little, breath by breath. And this is where I think resilience can become something that we actually choose, because a lot of us didn't choose to build the resilience that got us through pain. We were forced into it by life. We adapted because we had to. We survived because there was simply no other option. But this kind of resilience, the resilience to receive joy, to let goodness matter, to let beautiful things be beautiful, is not some type of threat. It's a choice. And it doesn't have to be one all at once, but in tiny moments when we get to decide that the good can stay just a little bit longer. So if joy has ever felt suspicious to you, you're not messing up. If ease makes you restless, you're not ungrateful. If safety feels unfamiliar, you're not failing. You're simply learning how to live in a reality that your body hasn't caught up to yet. And that deserves patience. So this week's invitation is simple. Notice one good thing. Let it be small. Let it be real. And when your body wants to push past it, explain it away, minimize it, look for the catch, or say that you don't deserve it, try one breath. Inhaling, this is good. Exhaling, this is safe. That's it. Because joy is not another thing you have to survive. It gets to be something you can learn how to receive. If this resonated with you, I hope that you will follow along as we continue to learn more about how to bring the good back into our lives after survival mode. Again, my name is Megan, and I'm so grateful to have you here. Thank you so much.